Oh, I don't even have my earphones plugged in. Welcome, everyone, to the 84th episode of the Ballinesian podcast. Not like we haven't been doing this forever. Let me get to that. Sponsored as always by Levasa Island Apparel, www.levasaislandapparel.com. Big community bash happening this Saturday in Modesto, California, Via Dolorosa Christian Congregational Church. 1331 Cascade Avenue in Modesto. CVPIA, Central Valley Pacific Islanders Alliance, connecting with Lefasa Island Apparel. They're going to meet at the church and have a big community bash. Not only games, things for the kids, bingo, but
Bingo.
also partnering with a bunch of community resources and other people that are going to be there. Make sure to check out the Community Bash this Saturday in Modesto, California. Also, check out Levasa Island Apparel on Instagram at Levasa. Yeah, and they will see you there. We're excited to see how that goes, see all the pictures coming out of there, the videos, and just
Definitely.
how that event is going to be able to positively affect the people and the community. So definitely shout out to Levasa Island Apparel, Lucy at CVPIA. Toki Moana Food's gonna be there.
Ooh.
Food?
You had me at food. Man, it's gonna be great. I bet. I can't wait to see the food so I can hurt myself by watching because
Yeah.
definitely before we get started, we're talking about food, but definitely go out and see the festival, please. But I saw a picture today of one of my good friends. In Samoa, they have a place called CostULess, which is our Costco in American Samoa.
A big
They
box
do
store.
a big box store, just like every other big box store. They do rotisserie chicken, and he went to get rotisserie chicken, but it wasn't there. But what was there was a bag of rotisserie turkey tail in English, mudbibi in Samoan, man, and
Yo,
not the big ones where like you know
not the
like
flour ones.
I mean the big ones are different. Like you get, I mean they're good for barbecuing, but the little ones, the smaller ones,
What would
ooh.
you describe the smaller muli pipi as? Like a big ass fatty chicken wing?
See how you said ass, and it's from the ass. I mean, the tail part, not the ass. Let's not get it. Everybody, oh, you eat ass. I mean, some of us do, but this is an ass. It's the tail. It's the tail end of the turkey. Um,
Where's the tail by? The tail's like right on top of the ass
yeah,
area,
but
right?
yeah, I mean, but it's not. It's good. But I would describe it as like a chicken wing if you're gonna fry it like that, but with all the fat, you know what I mean? Just oh my gosh, just thinking about it. Sheesh. And they rotisserie it. Oh man, that's
It was literally in
crazy.
one of those like plastic CostULess
Right?
chicken
That keep, yeah,
bags.
they keep them hot. I mean, imagine some deep fried moody pea. I really went to
Oh my
Winko, and
god.
when I was looking for food, I was like, maybe I can find some moody pea. But I did it. I did it. So no, but yeah, if you're in American Samoa and you're flying to Washington anytime soon or Oregon, uh, I'll trade
Bring
you.
your bag.
Right, whatever you want to eat. Come on, man, shoot it out here. Come on, come on. Send it if you have to. I'll send you something back. What do you guys like?
Yeah, what are the
Trader
foods that
Joe's.
you
What
make?
you want? Something
Oh,
from Trader
yep, yep,
Joe's.
yep, yep.
I, you know, yeah. Because everybody that comes to Washington or it's like, do you guys have a Trader Joe's there? Yes, we do. So definitely I'll trade you. You know what I mean?
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Muli BP in a bag,
But
rotisserie style. Shout out Costuless. They got the
man,
pizza there too, and the hot
oh,
dogs.
hot dogs, the hot dog
Yeah.
stand? Man, I don't care what people say. One of the best hot dogs you'll ever. New
Whoa,
York,
who is
Chicago, I
talking
know.
shit about the Costuless hot dog stand?
Oh, man, there are some people that, but those hot dogs, yo, they used to make these
Get out of
like
here.
I guess the calzones, but they
Nice.
made one with tuna and cheese. They did a taco one. Yo, my gosh.
Oh my.
Oh, and
Oh
they
yeah.
wonder why I have to go to the hospital sometimes to see the doctor because of my eating habits. I'm not gonna say I'm fat because we don't fat shame people on the show, and I'm not gonna do it to myself. But
Is the
you know,
word fat a shameful word?
no, it's not. Definitely not.
I know a lot of people
Definitely not.
call themselves fat, like not meaning to be degrading or anything,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
not at
definitely
all.
not. We don't shame the fat people because we are of those people.
Right, that too. But also, I'm not fat if I can run faster than you, and there's still some people I can run faster than. So, you know, I'm
so,
average.
so I can run faster than some people, so it's not me.
Yeah. So I'm average, definitely.
Man, I've just got hella hungry. It's a good thing we're recording this early. There's still so much time of the day left where I can go and buy a meal, make to bring back and make. Like go get a steak or something and bring it back.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good too.
Steak bites.
Definitely. If I was at a basketball game tonight, which we're going to talk about, I would sit there and if they had some woody PP, deep fried woody PP at the stands, I'd get that over wings so I can watch LeBron smack Dylan Brooks, who's been talking smack again. Oh my gosh, does he not learn? Does he not learn?
What is Dylan Brooks saying? Like what is
I
the
didn't.
smack he is talking?
I was trying to
Look
look
it
for
up.
it because I saw it pop it up. I saw it pop up on my
Bumping it?
notifications earlier. But apparently he's been saying stuff about how to guard LeBron again. It didn't work out too well for him the last time. But Dylan Brooks always in the news for the wrong things. So too funny, too funny. They definitely overpaid for him in Houston. I know a lot of guys I've talked to are like they like to pick up because it's defensive minded, and they're gonna say that teams need a guy like him or the little dirtbag in where's he at now? Is he a Clipper again? Where's Beverly at again?
Jeez, Pat
Oh
Beverly got
man,
moved
wherever
around a
Beverly's
bunch.
at, those.
He's
But
on
I
a
mean that
podcast network.
he is. To that point though, teams do want guys like that. They get into people's heads. They can change the game like that, because a lot of guys can't play with being irritated at the same time. So definitely there's a market, I guess, for guys like that in the league, which is crazy. But yeah, Pat Beverly and Dylan Brooks, I don't know what their skill set is besides that. Dylan Brooks, I think, supposed to be a 3-and-D player, but probably has like the worst 3-point percentage in the league right now.
Yeah, just
Don't quote
he's
me on
just
that.
more like a pest. Wait, would you do you think going up against big time opponents, you say stuff like that to get in their head, or are you saying it to like project strength, like we're not scared of you, don't think you're gonna bully us? And do you think that ends up being a like a positive or like a net negative the way it might hype your opponent up? Like LeBron is bored, right? Because he's been running the league, but someone starts talking shit to him and he might find that fire again. Do you think it's worth it?
No, it's not because the guys who do take that and like turn it into fire, like not just you, but your team up. And then you're in the locker room and people are like, bro, why? Now you're just an asshole. You're not the pest that you thought you were, or like the defensive. You got to be able to talk that shit and then be able to go into a game and back it up.
Right.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie.
right. Because if
Right,
you keep getting busted after talking shit, then it loses its value.
right. And Dylan Brooks, I won't lie, he's probably I'll say top 10 defensively on the perimeter for a lot of teams if he's playing. So, I mean, he did get cooked by Steph. Was it a week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So yeah, tough.
Steph was talking to him.
Oh, Steph told him. Steph, I mean, they have the audio. You can read his lips. He's just telling Brooks, "Look, I didn't forget about you. I remember what you said.
I,
That's
oh,
exactly what he
that's
said." And it's like, when you hear stuff like that from a guy like Steph, at that moment, I'm looking at my bench and I'm, Steph,
help, help.
come
It's gonna be a
take me
long
out.
night.
But yeah, no. Some guys. I mean, there are some guys that obviously everybody's going to respond different to it, but the guys you don't want to poke are guys like LeBron, who are.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I think LeBron's still top five in the league, top five best players in the league. So probably not one of the guys you want to
Yeah.
egg on. Definitely not. So they are playing tonight. It's going to be interesting. It's early in the season still. So the Rockets finally got their first win. They got that out of the way. There are no more winless teams in the league, as the Wizards also have gotten their first win. Um,
Did
it's
the
not that much
Grizzlies
of a.
win?
They did. The Grizzlies got their
Nice.
first win. There are
Okay.
no, yeah. So I think the Grizzlies are
One.
2-4 now. Are they 1? Okay.
1-6.
Okay.
As are the
So
Wizards.
I
One
mean,
and five.
right, but basketball is different as opposed like you play 89 games in the season, so it's a long season,
Eight
you
nine.
know. Yeah. So
82.
well, I mean, oh, is it 82? It is
And then
82.
that first playoff series.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. If your team makes it. Also challenging too now is they have the in-game tournament. So I mean,
Did you see the first round of that on Tuesday?
I only saw the courts as
All
they
the
were.
courts were different.
Yeah, they redid the courts to mimic EuroLeague
International,
courts.
yeah, yeah.
Yo, EuroLeague goes off. I've seen fires in the stands. I've seen
Yeah,
players
that
being having to escorted out, like because fans are trying to come over to either fight with them or threaten
jeez.
their lives because they lost the
Yeah.
game. And it's not like you see some games are sold out. Well, most games are sold out here in America, but games there, they're like it looks like they don't have enough seats for people in some of those arenas.
Yeah.
And it's like that's crazy. Like they cheer for basketball like they do for soccer.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
That's
It's
crazy. Yeah.
that crazy soccer
Yeah.
passion that
Yeah.
transfers over to the basketball in those international leagues, or is it the European League? I thought it might have been like a different.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
everywhere for them, like international leagues. But
but
EuroLeague is like the top league other than America, like
right.
NBL, EuroLeague.
Because I'm
So
seeing fires in the stands. I didn't. I thought
yeah,
that would be like like a safety regulation or something that
man.
the EuroLeague might not want to or like allow. So this maybe thought it was like a different league, maybe one that wasn't as regulated, but still the passion, the freaking the literal fire and the fire and the passion of the fans. You could tell it's a whole different league. Like they're jumping up and down. The whole stadium is rocking. And there's a meme. It was like, "Oh, I see why Luka and Jokic aren't phased by the NBA,
Right,
like
yeah.
by
Yeah.
just like some rich people sitting around the like courtside, like because
And
they've been
yeah.
in leagues where people are like cussing you out soccer style, trying to get you to miss a layup and stuff. Like their fans are way more passionate.
But I mean, it's also the reason why a lot of our guys out here in America who don't make you know, the league or the G League or even the CBO, they go over to Europe or international play because they're so much more celebrated there, playing like they're superstars out there. Not every league, granted,
Yeah,
because there are some leagues like you also heard stories about guys not getting paid on time. There's some guys who are back in the US that are still waiting for paychecks that are
they're
owed to
oh
them,
wow,
yeah, or they're playing in like an arena like that's in the back of an arena that's in the back of an arena.
yeah,
So, but like the top leagues, definitely like Mike James, who just comes back to America and he plays in some of the pro-ams here in Portland. Shout out to my guy, Brian McGill, who's one of the trainers that he's cool with. He helps out with
Brian McGill,
yeah.
bounced by
Uh,
Brian.
yes, bounced by Brian. Shout out to him. He helps with Peyton Pritchard, Mike James, a lot of international players. Ben Gregg, who's out there at Mike's alma mater, Gonzaga. So he's doing a
Nice.
lot. Yeah, but Mike James, yeah, who comes here and just tears up the programs and who's always good for a contract here during the playoffs. I know I think the last time I saw him was with the Nets, and he was killing then. Where he's like a national celebrity, and I want to say he plays in Spain, but they love him. Wherever he's playing now, they love him, and he just tears it up out there. So guys make really decent careers for themselves out there and make good money. So that's yeah.
Seeing the league so far, as it started, is any player or team standing out to you as like starting to pull away, even though it's early in the season? Top
I
teams:
mean, again,
Boston Celtics 5-1, Sixers 5-1, Nuggets 7-1, Mavericks 6-1, Warriors 6-2. Some of the top records.
all the teams you expect it to be at that level early. I mean, you'll see some of the fatigue maybe in the middle part of the season or towards the end, but those aren't teams that you're not. It's like you're used to seeing those guys at the top end. That's probably who you expect it to be at the top of each conference. But the Warriors, they look like they're. Steph just looks like last year. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's on it. He's back. He's ripping." This year, he looks better than last year already. And then it's nice to see the Mavericks out there. Like I always thought the Mavericks were underachieving at first, but they don't have Porzingis anymore. So, but they've got some guys there. Luka, of course. Any team that Luka's on, you kind of just wait to see how far they're going to go. Of course, the Nuggets, who won the championship last year, still in contention. If you have your core players back, they still have, of course, the MVP, Jokic. They won't be with Jamal Murray for a couple of games, maybe
Oh, right.
weeks. Yeah, he's out for a little bit, but they still got the core. They got the corny dude that they traded for from Orlando, who keeps saying that he won the dunk contest that he entered, but no, that was Zach Levine's. So, uh, yeah, they still got their core team there. So, the one team I'm looking again to just wait and see, like we should every year, is the Miami Heat.
Okay.
So, yeah, like
Just promoted Udonis Haslam to vice president
oh,
of basketball development,
that's
Miami
good to
Heat.
see because that guy lived and
Yep.
breathed, uh, you know,
Heat culture.
Miami. Yeah. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Was an enforcer a long time for them, and just that's great to see. So,
The last
uh,
couple of years just been that vet presence. What are your you're waiting for Jimmy Butler to turn it on and be that guy again
I mean,
for them to get rolling?
I don't think you ever have to. Jimmy is a guy you don't have to wait to turn it on.
Hmm.
You just the rest of the team. Maybe they're just there was a lot of speculation of guys getting traded over the break because they were trying to do the Dame I'll say debacle because they ended up
Hey,
not getting Dame.
don't call it the Dame move. The
the
James Harden
Dame
move.
the Dame debacle. Uh yeah. Uh they just I mean maybe Eagles have to be settled a little bit. Like they came out and said they literally weren't shopping Harrow at all. I'll call bullshit.
After they couldn't get
Right.
anyone to take him.
Right. I'll call bullshit. So I mean, yeah, maybe some feathers were ruffled. So a couple games, or a couple, I don't know, maybe 2 more weeks, and you'll see them starting to hit their stride. But they're one of those teams that always show up at the end of the season, and all of a sudden they're in the finals for no reason. You know,
Yeah, yeah, like no one expects it, but then Jimmy Butler just wills them to a
right?
win.
Michael Jordan's son. Uh,
Exactly.
right. One team that I'm rooting for, but like I'm not a big fan of. One because I reside now and work in Portland, and because I live with Will, who's a really big Portland fan, and I see how no, I see how Portland goes hard for their team, and they just Robert Williams is going to be out for a little bit. I think the time frame is unknown, so that's a big blow to them because he's such a good defensive player in the middle, and they lost Nurkic.
Damn.
Nurkic was a good player for them in the middle. He wasn't a great defensive player, but he was still a big body inside, and he brought a lot of offense to them. So that's going to hurt them. But yeah, Robert Williams right now that's tough for Portland. But Shaden Sharp though, early on,
Hey,
looks really good. Um, I'm not gonna say it's his team yet because you still have Simons there. Scoot was probably the more touted rookie coming into this year, as he's a rookie this year. So they still have guys there. Who else? Thibault looks pretty good for them too. So,
They got
but
that young team, man. They got a bunch of
yeah,
good young players that they've drafted pretty well recently.
yeah, they
Um,
do. They young core, nice young core.
yeah. So definitely,
I think
having that third overall pick last year and getting someone that's gonna hopefully handle the ball moving forward, I think is big. And then Shaden Sharp showing he can be that guy. Yeah. So probably definitely still some more tweaks, but definitely a good young core that you want, especially transitioning out of the Dame era,
yeah.
having a bunch of young guys,
Uh,
good
for all
young
of you,
guys.
for all of you listening, he knows it's Shaden Sharp. He just accidentally said Shaden Sharp, who can spell.
Did I say Shannon? My man, Shannon,
uh,
Shannon.
oh gosh, he's starting to be just as bad as Skip.
No,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, he's starting to be just as bad as Skip sometimes. So
Shay Shay podcast. I think he's got his own podcast network.
I think that is like the move for a lot of these guys now who are like um
Former players.
not just former players, but like media guys, I guess, after their career, because they've been seen on these shows now.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I guess they have clout now. So it's easier for them to just get on the podcast and be like, hey, listen to me. You've seen me on TV talk about sports before. Well, now listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then they start like a
I'm
whole
not mad
new
at all.
show network and stuff. I'm like,
Right.
hey,
I'm like,
show us how to do that. Let me see. Let me see.
I'm not mad at all. uh,
Yeah.
another team I know everybody else is looking to see how they do right now early, especially since they got James Harden as the Clippers. Everybody wants to see how that trio is going to work. You know,
Kawhi, Paul
yeah,
George,
they've already had
Garden. Oh,
they've already had problems with like I guess not problems, but controversy with Kawhi missing games or resting, and then him saying that the new league rules won't change it. You know what I mean? You'll see him when you see him. Okay.
oh man.
And then Paul George, oh man, I used to root for Paul George a lot because I saw him play early, and I know when he came out, he was coming out of Fresno State, one of the guards that I used to love watching play. Who, by the way, great backstory to him. Drug user, overcame that. Now he travels around talking about it. Chris Herron went to uh, Fresno State. So if you guys don't know who Chris Herron is, that white boy was bad. I'm telling you. He played with Rafer Alston, a couple other guys out of
Who?
sorry, if you guys don't know who Rafer Alston is by the name Rafer Alston. He's also known by Skip to Malu, the first ever and
Yeah.
one athlete. Yeah.
To get a NBA contract?
Yeah, actually. First I guess you can say first street baller right off the street to get an NBA contract. But yeah, anyway, Chris Herron, Fresno State, Paul George, also Fresno State. And he came out of Fresno State, was drafted by the Indiana Pacers. And, you know, there was a lot of analysts that it wasn't like he was unknown because the guy was coming out of college at 6'9", with guard skills. And so people really likened him to
Nice.
Tracy McGrady. So, I mean, if you look at him now, that's a fair comparison, although Tracy McGrady's leaps and bounds, I think, better than him. Personal opinion, guys. Don't shoot me or shoot me. But yeah. But now he just seems like this underachiever. Like you see him be great for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's like he fades. They have the meme of him now. What
Oh
is the
no.
meme? Uh
Not the meme. Oh,
what
so,
was it? It's something that just happened recently, and then they
so
made
you
a
know
meme
it's
about it.
bad.
Yeah. Uh anyway, yeah, like he's been known to disappear from games, especially big ones, playoff games,
Uh-oh.
games where they've needed him. or when he's on teams that lose the second superstar,
Mhm.
and he's given that role as the number one guy on the team, and he doesn't live up to it. So yeah, underachiever. So he got a prima donna and Harden coming over. You got an underachiever in Paul George, and then you got the I don't know what
The
Kawhi
Terminator,
Leonard is. Oh my gosh.
the
Uh,
Claw.
you know what I mean? He won the championship, and after that, it was like, whatever. I don't know how to do it. I won the championship. No, I'm kidding. That's not how. I'm pretty sure that's not how he thinks. But
2 championships, yeah.
we got two.
Spurs,
First and you're
and
right.
then his own in Toronto.
You're right. In Toronto. Yeah, it just seems like I don't know. Sometimes it looks like he wants to be somewhere else. It's different with Jokic. Jokic is out there and he looks like he wants to be racing horses.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, exactly. But he's still killing everybody. Kawhi looks out there like he wants to be somewhere, I don't know, playing video games. And that's exactly, you know what I mean? His energy is when he plays sometimes. So we'll have to see. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. And then you have all of that, not to mention they have Westbrook, who had a really good Brody had a good season last year towards the end. So he's coming off the bench. Or is he starting now? Did they do that on the starting lineup?
I don't think so. I'll check.
Yeah. So um that's a whole lot of personality to be on one team. And I want to see how they deal with all four of those personalities because Brody also is
Wow.
very outspoken, So
He is starting. Point
oh,
guard.
see,
Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Zubac.
that's not a bad starting lineup. People are gonna laugh when you go to and Zubac and like yeah, and Zubac.
I
Yeah,
think he's. I think he's.
hey, I
He's
think if the Lakers didn't trade him, they'd have at least one more championship
bro.
if he
Just
stayed
somebody to
around.
back up AD and just like help him with the
Yeah,
physicalness of the post, so
yeah,
AD can like float out and be the 3 point shooter every once in a while. But yeah, definitely, yeah, we've lacked in the bigs department, especially backing up AD.
yeah. So I mean, it's the Clippers though, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
that
they've
part.
never they've never won a championship. So we'll see.
And they probably won't. Hopefully
Wow.
not. Not. I don't want James Harden to win a championship in LA. Wait, where is he from?
LA.
And Westbrook too, right?
Yep.
Jeez, Kawhi.
Oh, where's Kawhi from? Mars, I think. But
Nice. Need to see.
uh, yeah, I was gonna say earlier, but I don't want to offend anybody because that's the world we live in these days. But I was gonna say, Kawhi over there, if you're gonna be autistic all the way. You can't just have one foot in, one foot out.
It's like this is all uncomfortable sharing with Los Angeles, California, 1991.
Oh, look at that. All Cali boys.
Damn. Wait, where'd you say Paul George is from?
I think he's also
He's
from
from.
California.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because he was at Fresno State. He went to Fresno State. I think that's local
I
for
need to
him.
look all this up. I need to confirm where
So,
everybody is from.
and they all went to school in California. Well, except for Harden. Harden stayed in the Pac-12, but went to Arizona State. Because Kawhi went to SDSU.
SD. Oh, right. Anyways,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. A bunch of LA guys playing for an LA team. I mean, I know it's not the one they wanted to play for, but
right. Zubac also apparently is from LA because it's the city he moved to after coming from Europe.
there
So
you go.
also another LA boy. So
Man, shout out to the LA kids trying to make it happen for the Clippers. Good luck. Wish you guys well. What else do we got? Oh, next week, Next Goal Wins is gonna drop in
oh,
theaters.
I know they had a bunch of early premieres this past
Yep,
week.
yep.
And so a lot of the reviews are coming on. A lot of people are liking it. So that's good.
The documentary we watched for the Pacifica movie starter kit, me and Marcus watched. We actually recorded it yesterday. It's gonna come out next week, right
Oh,
before
dope, dope.
the Next Goal Wins movie comes out. But yeah, watching that for the first time and seeing the story there and how it transpires, I can definitely see why it being adapted for like a movie and by a director like Taika is going to be a hit, and it's going to be a good movie that people are going to enjoy. Uh, do you remember when the last time you watched the documentary was?
I don't probably like when it first was available
Hmm.
to watch.
2014.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I mean, but one, like when the documentary came out, a lot of us watched it in American Samoa because it was about the team from American Samoa,
Hmm.
or we also knew somebody who played in the team. So that, of course, Jaya Saidua, I know Jaya, her family.
Hmm.
But also one of our very good friends was on the team, Salaluvu, who is the brother to one of my best friends, my brother, Junior Luvu, who also is the brother to Frankie Luvu and Rogan Luvu, and yeah, all those guys. And so that's crazy. That's crazy. That knowing those guys, like during that time, I think Tala's brother was a big part of FIFA in American Samoa, Ruben, Ruben Luvu, who I think still is a big part of FIFA right now back home. Like they're a soccer family. People look at the Luvus and see Frankie out there playing for the Carolina Panthers and probably think that they all just like were a family of that just played football back home, but their first sport was soccer.
Mm.
Their their other brother, God rest in peace, Fraser Lou played soccer. Their sister Lucy played soccer. Juniors, at one point, all of them were probably part of the American Samoa national team. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you forget how big a sport soccer is living in America, growing up in America,
Oh, definitely.
because it's always shit on. Like, it's always like, oh, it's boring, it's just running around, there's no scoring. But when you like, I mean, I know a bunch of people that have picked up the sticks and played FIFA on like PlayStation or Xbox, and they you
Right.
start to appreciate some of the strategy, some of the technique, some of the skill uh, as you play the game. I know that was like it was like that for me playing FIFA and even Madden. Like it helped me. Sports video games helped me understand how to play the
How
sport,
to play? Yeah. Yeah.
even though I never played soccer for 90 minutes. Can what is it? Conditioning was an issue, like in the in the documentary with the team.
Yeah.
Like by the time it got to like minute 90, like towards the end of the game, they're just totally gassed, and I was like, I feel that. I totally understand. It's freaking tough. Even though you're training for it to play like a full 90-minute game, 45-minute halves, it's still like such a big pitch, so much field to cover, so much running. If people know how to move the ball, you're really out there just sprinting, covering all this grass, and it's like tiring. So I totally get it.
And that's
But
what
that
I was just about to say. Like, and I think that's probably where strategy comes in a lot in soccer, so that you're not just running around the field,
hmm
just running,
hmm
and tires you out. So yeah, yeah, I couldn't
that
do it. I definitely
right.
couldn't do it.
The Next Goal Wins documentary has won a bunch of different film awards. Best documentary feature at the Black Pearl Award in the Abu Dhabi Film Festival. Best documentary award in the British Independent Film Festival. Also nominated for Documentary of the Year at the London Critics Circle Film Awards. If you're wondering why it's all London, the documentary was produced and made by Mike Brett and Steve Jameson, who are British documentarians from England, which is probably why they heard of the story of the worst football team in the FIFA rankings getting like a world qualifying win and
Well,
scoring a goal for the first time in like a decade.
and not to bring back the memory of it, but um, since you just recently watched the documentary, what was the score of that game? Because that was the worst loss in FIFA history.
31-0. 31
In a soccer game.
soccer goals to
Uh,
0.
and I'm not bringing this up. I'm not trying to shame Tyler, but I mean, it was tough for Tyler too because there was a goal that Tyler actually put in on his own. Like he knocked in a goal for whoever they were
Oh,
playing on accident.
dang. That's, I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's tough though. Those guys like to go out there and play like that on a national setting. Soccer's totally like we watch basketball. We go out there, we play. It's because it's an American sport and we're pretty good at it. So, you
mhm,
know, but soccer, it was kind of brand new to Samoa at the time. Like they didn't really have soccer leagues growing up. And then soccer was introduced, and then it was like a fast track into trying to get qualified for international play, and that's how that happened. And then they actually went out and got, you know, a coach who could teach strategy and
mm,
probably even the conditioning. So shout out also to another former Cougar, who's also playing in the, I think he's in the USFL right now. Shalom Luani, also part
hey,
of the American Samoa soccer team. So
that
that's
went on to the World Cup qualifier. Yeah,
right.
so seeing that documentary for the first time and then it opened up my eyes to be like, oh, this is a great story, and I can see why it's going to be a great movie. Directed by Waika Taititi. Hey,
Yeah.
Taika Waititi, starring Oscar Kitely. He's gonna be in it. David Fane is gonna be in it. Uli Latukefu from Young Rock and The Legend of Baron Toa is gonna be in it.
Oh, nice.
He plays Nicky Salapu, the goalkeeper that allowed the 31 goals. Well, I mean, it wasn't him. I think it was the defense that let Australia walk into the freaking box every. I think they just got tired. But he was the goalkeeper for that historic loss,
Right.
and he's like, "Yo, that it haunts me. Like I have nightmares about giving up all those goals, and it
Oh,
still
and the
sticks
documentary,
with
yeah,
him."
that was
Yeah.
tough.
So yeah, definitely going to be a great movie. Excited to see it in theaters, November 17th. The movie adaptation. And yeah, if you want to hear the Pacifica Movie Starter Kit review of the 2014 documentary, definitely check out Pacifica Movie Starter Kit. I believe that's going to come out next Tuesday. Yeah, that was great to watch. Um, yeah, let's see. Did you see the Chargers played a game on Monday Night Football against the Jets, which they won? What is it, 30-6? Oh man.
I know. Despite the score, it was a lucky win.
What? All the skill. Yeah, there
Oh,
was a special teams
oh,
touchdown, sure. Yeah. But
you know, like that
Chargers,
first touchdown, man. Like who returns a kick for a touchdown? So lucky.
who does that?
Yeah.
The Chargers do. The Chargers have the ability to do that. Not going to happen all the time. Definitely doesn't. But
No,
yeah,
great. It was a great win. Yeah,
27-6.
great win. Not to overshadow the Chargers win, but I think a lot of the talk out of that game, coming from that game, was the poor play of both the offensive line and the quarterback, Zach Wilson, which I
Hmm.
think to some extent, you know, you can't keep blaming the kid if you're gonna keep putting him out there with
Yeah.
the line that you're putting out there and with like I don't know what your strategy is, but it didn't work. It's not working. The kid had to literally run every time the ball was snapped. Like you're watching the game and maybe he got like I don't know 2 or 3 clean passes, maybe off. Uh, and
Totally.
then even like a lot of his passes were dump downs, and that's what they were giving him. He had a good one to Garrett Wilson. Excuse me. Yeah, you got to blame him too. He lost a fumble. There was a lot of fumbles by Zach Wilson, though. I think he had like 3, maybe.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
not like a huge game. Like we didn't lead off with this because it's not like a real big story. Like the Chargers are supposed to win versus like a depleted Jets team that's starting Zach Wilson.
right. I
I
think the big
mean,
story, yeah, the
yeah,
big story
that's
again was just, I mean, man, you got to, I don't know. I like the kid. He might not be a great quarterback, but he damn sure isn't as bad as like media's making him out to be.
Yeah.
And like, even that was tough to hear Robert Salt. They asked him, like, how do you keep putting Zach Wilson out there? And he was like, you know what, you're right. I don't know how we expect, he says something to that effect. So I don't know if he's being sarcastic or what I mean, he's just not
Oh,
yeah. So but I think if that Aaron Rodgers, of course, probably would be doing a little bit better because he has a little bit better pocket presence, but I don't know how much better he'd be doing with that O line. Like
true.
that's
The O line, they got him injured.
yeah, yeah. They're like playing backups of a backup right now. So
That's tough.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is coming back next year? It looks like it. More and more each day.
You mean this season?
That's crazy. Do you think it wasn't like a full tear or something? Like it was reported more severe than it actually was, just
Like
for the
like
story?
no, I really think that they gave him steroids for him to come back, and that's I mean, whether the league knows or not, I mean that's crazy for him to come back. Like he's already walking on his own, you know.
Yeah.
Like
It's been
even
two months.
yeah, and I hate to keep like I want to compare him to myself. I'm not a top athlete though, not by any means. Even when I tore my Achilles, but uh, I chose not to have surgery. But even that, even when they took the cast off, it still took me like at least 2 weeks to walk on my own.
Damn.
So like I don't know, but again, he can afford all the procedures, the special procedures, like the boots, all that stuff. He can afford all that. So I couldn't. But
When
uh,
did can I ask you about when you tore it and how? Like were you playing ball or something?
I was playing ball.
How old were you?
Man, I was like late 20s or early 30s. I was in Samoa. We were playing at Lions Park, and I planned it, and I went to go buy somebody, and then I felt it. But so this is like in Samoa, like if you're playing on the court, outdoors, something's gonna hit you in the back because maybe there's kids playing around. It could be I've been hit by a cricket ball once, another basketball, of course, when people are shooting around, but I thought it was a rock that hit the back of my
Oh damn.
my heel, like my Achilles. And so I heard that pop. That's also why I thought it was a rock. And then like I went, and
Pop
so
snap. Ow.
right, and you've had things hit your Achilles before, but you're able to like rub it off and then like keep playing. But I went to step and I couldn't.
Damn.
So like I just stopped and I hobbled off. Luckily, I have my guy. Shout out to my guy Brady, man. Brady's on a little one of my best friends. So
Hey.
I have Brady there with me. We went to the hospital right after, and it was a full tear. But as you know, I live in American Samoa. We lived in American Samoa at the time, and I wasn't about to have them open me up and try to fix it. So I was like, you know what? Cast that bitch.
So you can put a cast on it instead and it'll reconnect?
It'll heal, but it won't be like
Oh, okay.
probably as strong as like surgery.
Yeah.
Because surgery they literally reattach it with I know how they used to do other tendons.
Damn.
They take like I think from your thigh or the back of your thigh, and then you know, they fix it like that. But again, they have such remarkable strides in medicine these days. Like you're seeing guys come back from like ACL and MCL tears like
Hmm.
way ahead of time than you would see normally before. Um, so yeah, there are procedures like even Kobe. I think Kobe had a full rupture, but again, I think he went to Germany. Was it to have like a procedure done or something like that? I don't know. There was another procedure that he did, and he was able to come back real quick. Um, so yeah, besides the steroid theory that I have, Aaron
Modern
Rodgers,
medicine.
right? Modern medicine. Aaron Rodgers, he's equipped to get those procedures done, the rehab done. So I don't think it's that far fetched that he can come back
This
so early.
season.
I mean,
They
like you
just need
said,
to
maybe they didn't
get
report it.
close.
Right? Maybe they didn't report it as a full or they misreported as a full tear. Maybe it wasn't a full tear.
Mm.
So There's another guy right now too who just got traded to a new team that's feared he tore his Achilles. Cam Akers might be done for the season.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, he's
who
out.
else? Yes. Daniel Jones, MCL, ACL. He tore
ACL
something. Yeah, he tore something. So
out for the year. Tommy
yeah, out for the
DeVito.
year. Yeah. Did he tear something too?
No, no, I'm saying Tommy DeVito steps in.
No,
Maybe
I
they
was
got
gonna.
somebody else, Matt Barkley or something.
They have is it Matt Barkley? They do have Matt Barkley, and I think
It
they're
might be a
looking to
different.
sign
Yeah.
somebody else. Also to that effect, we've seen Carson Wentz now just get signed. Um,
Welcome back.
yeah, where did he get signed to? Not Arizona, is it?
The Rams.
Oh, okay, the Rams. So yeah, I mean, I I I don't think it's too far fetched that we might see him play like a last game in New York because it doesn't look like you're gonna make playoffs this year. So I know a lot of people are thinking, well, why would you come back and why would you risk it? Well, one, so you can, generate hype for next season and the people can see you come in and and then you can see what you're working with before next season. So I don't think it's that far fetched. Yeah,
Trying to see yeah, it's Matt Barkley because Tyrod Taylor is also on injured reserve.
that's tough because Tyrod really
Damn.
looked like he would have had a really good season.
Yeah, the NFL doesn't want Tyrod Taylor to succeed. Out here, getting him put in the hospital, puncturing his lungs on a steroid shot. That did birth the Justin Herbert era, though. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's why I don't
you
like.
give a little, you lose a little
So I
lung.
don't like. I blame. I blame him. I'm pretty sure it's his cousin that was a doctor. Uh, that punctured the lung of Tyrod Taylor.
Jeez.
So yeah, Justin Herbert had somebody plan it in. That's just as bad as the Tanya Harding.
Not the
He-
Tanya Harding.
so
The top three teams in the NFL are the Eagles at 8-1,
still one loss. Only one loss team in the league.
the only one loss team in the league, and then you have tied at 7-2. You have two teams, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens.
He,
You think the Ravens are up there like that, or have they just been getting on a roll lately?
you know, you look at them and you don't see eye popping offensive numbers,
Mm.
but they get the job done on offense. But you know what they say, and I know people are tired of hearing it, and especially in an era of offense, defense wins championships, and that's what it looks like for at least the Ravens right now, because you know what I mean. Everybody's expecting Lamar Jackson to have like 200 yards rushing, maybe like a touchdown thrown or something like that. Nothing crazy when he's throwing because he's so much better on the ground than he is throwing. But he's also trying to be injury free. you know, he's he's trying to not just take off anymore. He's looking through all his progressions and making sure that the last resort for him is to run. So so he stays healthy, which
Yeah,
is
good
smart.
point.
You know what I mean? He's got the contract now. He's got a really great defense. Uh, I see a lot of analysts are saying about how they need uh running back as one of their biggest needs. I don't think I see it like that. Maybe a lead running back, but they're doing pretty good with the committee that they have now. Gus Edwards,
Gus Bus,
um,
yeah.
yeah, Gus Bus,
Keaton
um,
Mitchell, freaking
the
Justice
the
Hill.
rookie Justice. So those three guys, Justice Hill, and then Mitchell, who gives like a different element to what I think he's like their speed guy, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
He
yeah,
went
it's
off.
yeah, he did. I mean, granted, the averages are kind of skewed because he had the long run,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm. Yep,
so,
yep.
but yeah, I definitely see them as one of those teams that can. I think they're better equipped to grind it out towards the end of the season. With tough defense, and they do stuff on the ground, like the run Justice Hill, run Gus Edwards, and then run the new guy back there. So yeah, I
It,
think they're for real. I think
yeah,
Ravens fans should be very optimistic of the rest of their season.
the Ravens have the fourth most points scored in the league. They also have the fewest points allowed on defense. So their point differential right now is plus 115. They are the number one team in the NFL in point differential, meaning they're steamrolling teams. Like they're blowing their yeah. They might lose a couple, but when they win, they're winning big, and that's usually an indicative stat of good teams. So that's
Yeah, it's good to see. I like, and it's not like they don't have guys that on offense that aren't like dynamic. They got OBJ. He might be a little older now, some wear and tear on him, but he's still a good receiver. I don't think he's a tier one receiver anymore. But they also have Zay Flowers, whose
mm,
early part of the season was doing really well. Slowed down just a little bit, but I mean you know that's as to be expected with him being the number one receiver now. I think what they maybe
true.
could use is a tight end.
Who?
I mean, what they should start using. Sorry, not what they need, but what they should start using is their tight end.
The
Who?
Vikings? Hawkinson?
No, no. The Ravens, who we're talking about.
Oh, gotcha. Mark Andrews.
Yeah, who was one of the best tight ends in the league last year. So I think they're pretty set. I like them. I like them going into the playoffs.
I flipped Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison.
I figured that.
I was like, oh, those good receivers that were drafted this year.
Jordan Addison,
I'm like, Quentin
another yeah.
Johnston, get it together, sir.
Hey, but he's totally like I don't know his because his I think his skill set might kind of be the same as like Keenan Allen's, like
Yeah, learn
a
that,
big
man.
receiver, yeah, a big receiver, move the chains, not one of those guys you're looking to go over the top for. His teammate though, who
Yep,
was his
yep.
teammate at CCU, what's his name? Did you guys drafted also?
Darius Davis.
Darius Davis is that.
Touchdown on the return.
Yeah, I think they maybe could use him to start doing those routes that take the top off the defense, and it'll open up stuff for
Nice.
both Johnston and Keenan Allen. But Keenan Allen never has a problem getting open though, so
Yeah.
you know,
Keenan Allen, tactician.
yeah,
Ta- technician? Tactician.
both.
10,000 yards this last week for Keenan Allen. 10,000 career receiving yards. Big milestone there. But he just keeps grinding. I wish he had Justin Herbert a lot longer. Like I wish he
Ooh,
didn't have to like sit through the last couple years of
yeah,
Philip Rivers. But even then, he was still making a lot of big
still yeah,
plays.
and the number one receiver still. So
Yeah. So
I just as he's playing in LA, I hope he doesn't go out too much in LA because he could get mistaken for the game and might get shot in LA. And now you can't see it. Huh? You can't stop seeing it now.
the game. Wow.
Keenan the game Allen.
Nice. Hated to love it, man. Slayer is on top. Uh, Before we do shout outs, this Saturday is Veterans Day. What is the Veterans Day food? Is it cookout?
Barbecue,
People
yes.
barbecue?
They should be.
What is the barbecue go to item?
Are we talking like American style or are we like us back home?
What's both?
Oh, so I guess we'll do here first. Of course, somebody's gonna have a rack of ribs on the grill.
Mm.
A rack of ribs on the grill. Uh, they do chicken differently here, but chicken will be and probably like kielbasa sausage on the
Oh
grill.
yeah. Do
And
people
then
do chicken here? I feel like that's
they
definitely us.
no they do chicken and then
Like full chicken pieces.
but
I feel.
yeah, no, I mean like drums, but they don't soak them like we do, or they
Oh,
don't
okay.
marinate them. They baste them with like
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
wings on the grill like that, like chicken wings, like
yeah.
party wings and sauced up. What is it back home for the barbecue?
Oh man.
Marinated teriyaki
Ooh.
chicken, saucy soy
So
sauce chicken.
back home is different. You're gonna marinate this chicken the day before. You can get up early. I mean, even getting up early before the barbecue. So if it's like Veterans Day, you're getting up before. You're gonna soak it the day before Veterans Day because the first thing you're doing Veterans Day is in Samoa, like we always do, because we're allowed to bury our family on our property. Uh, so We clean.
Mm-hmm.
We do yard work. We make sure that the resting places of our beloved veterans looks beautiful for Veterans Day. After we do all that, obviously somebody's grilling during that time, but after we do all that, then we sit down and celebrate them. But definitely the barbecue is getting soaked the night before. So even that turns into a party as well for the guys who are
Yeah,
marinating,
marination
right.
party.
Yeah. So you're there, everybody, and in Samoa, when we do barbecues, I don't know, you guys seen those big white igloo
Big
coolers?
containers, coolers.
No, one of them is cool because that's a lot of chicken, but if you're doing more than chicken, you're probably going to see more than two coolers at the barbecue full of the food that you're barbecuing that's been marinated. So, first off, of course, we do got chicken, and you can do it two ways. You can just get the again Samoa too. We do different. We buy cases of chicken, and in those cases, we have boxes of chicken. I don't even know if they do boxes of chicken out here. They do bags. I know that. So we do that. Obviously, defrost the chicken, cut it up. You can cut it up by pieces, leg, thigh. They don't really do too much breast. So you're going to get a big leg and you're going to have a drumstick and then the thigh, of course, and you put that in. Or you can also, which takes a little bit more time, you can debone the chicken. Now, here's the important part.
Mm.
In Samoa, we do not debone and cut the skin off. The skin stays on, folks. The skin and the fat stays on. I'm sorry. I know there's people listening to this. So what? That's crazy. Why would you debone the chicken? Well, one, because it's easier to eat. But yes, skin and fat stays on the chicken. You know why? Because that shit tastes good. I don't care what you
Because
that
yes,
shit is amazing. And if
it
you
soaks
barbecue it,
up the sauce.
oh my gosh. And so now we're at the sauce. Now you know how we do the chicken. We get it
Yo,
cut up.
explain how to do the sauce
Man.
because some
So
people freestyle it and some people
oh,
mess it up. What is
freestyling
the
is cool.
base?
Freestyling is cool, but
Right.
so you can get like these. I like to use Kikkoman soy sauce to
Nice.
marinate the chicken. Uh, you can use Aloha because Aloha is a little. I think it's sweeter than
Sweeter.
Kikkoman, but like Kikkoman, you have the big middle cans, so you can like if you want to balance it out, you can use one of those, and then you can fill the can like halfway with water, which is kind of diluting it, but you get more sauce that way. So
Yeah.
that's that. Soy sauce, maybe mix in a little water, so you have a whole bunch of sauce now. And then this is where you can freestyle it. You can go. You know what? Instead, I'll tell you what I do. There's more than one sauce you can go with. The one that I really like to do, I'll do that, and then I'll buy like since we're here in the States, I'll buy the big what is the barbecue sauce everybody uses out here?
Barbecue sauce. The like hickory
Right.
sweet.
There's a certain like brand that everybody uses. You know what I'm talking about. It's white, yellow, and red on the oh my gosh, I can't even big is it Big Ray's? Big House, something like that. Anyway, get whatever barbecue sauce you like the flavor. I usually use honey mustard and mix it in with the soy sauce. You could also do ketchup. So this is the cool part with ketchup because you can buy, those big industrial cans of ketchup, the
Yep, yep.
cans. You could use that, put it in, make it a little thick. I'll cut up like oranges. I'll throw in slices of oranges in there, some green onion. If you don't like oranges, you can do tomatoes. Still pretty good. I'll do that. A little bit of vinegar and then brown sugar. So if I'm doing it, it's gonna be soy sauce, uh, barbecue sauce, honey mustard barbecue sauce, some oranges slices cut up into there, some green onions, brown sugar, and just a little bit of vinegar. And then you soak it for 24 hours till the next day.
24 hours?
Right, cut it up. Of course, it's not gonna be 24 hours because you start cutting chicken after work in Samoa. Probably like around you go home after work or you're playing ball, you go home, shower, then you go buy the beer, of course, because you need beer to cut chicken. It's essential. Uh,
Yeah. You can
don't let
mix some of the
anybody lie
beer
to you.
in.
Right. Um, weed is too, but that's still illegal in Samoa. Boo.
Boo.
If you do have weed, that's also essential. But yeah, you get there probably like around 9 o'clock is a great time. 9 o'clock is a great time. You start drinking, you start cutting it, you cutting up, maybe one of you ding dongs who went there to cut chicken gets too drunk and now you're not helping anymore. But it's still a great time. So I mean, you're probably done like around probably like 11, doing all that stuff. Maybe a little later. You still have time if it's on the weekend. You still have time to go out to a bar somewhere, and then everybody gets home, and probably like at 3, and then you get up at like 6. You're hungover and doing the barbecue. But you know what the best thing is about that is now you can eat off the grill. Oh my god.
Yeah, all that fat soaks up the alcohol.
Oh man,
all that chicken, that protein helps you recover quicker.
If you guys have never tasted like the skin and the fat while you're grilling, oh my gosh, there's bound to be at least 6 pieces of chicken missing skin and fat on it before it makes it to the cooler.
It's so salty, fatty, yummy, savory.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm telling you. Yeah, you do that, man. And then in Samoa, like they do kielbasa here, we'll do like bar S hot dogs.
Bar S hot dogs.
Bar S hot dogs. You can do that. And I think we'll do ribs, but we do like spare ribs, not like the rack of ribs they do here, or kalbi. So those are two. So you do kalbi.
Fancy.
If you're feeling fancy and you can afford it, you're doing kalbi.
Let's go to Korean barbecue.
Oh, for sure. Sure. There's a few places here that I've seen that look really good. We need that.
Great.
We need that.
Oh, there's the all you can eat one. The all you can eat Korean barbecue. Have you heard of that one?
You had me at all you can eat.
I'm so hungry, bro. We always end up talking about food.
Man, and this comes full circle to the beginning of our podcast because one of the delicacies in barbecue in American Samoa. And shout out to my guy Marcus from the Politicking podcast and from the Pacifica Movie Starter Kit podcast, the Politicking Network podcasting. Marcus, man, you know what's up. I know Cepha's
Turkeytail.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of turkeytail. I know he's tasted it. I know he's eaten a couple times, but there's no better place to taste turkeytail than in barbecue sauce on a grill. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Cepha said that Samoa banned turkeytail. Do you know?
I don't know if they passed it, but they were trying to, because it's so fatty and like the obesity numbers both in American Samoa and in Samoa were pretty bad, like worldwide. Not just like in the South Pacific, worldwide. If we're gonna do something big, we're gonna do it really big. But you know what? Squash all that because barbecue turkeytail is amazing. I mean, imagine so turkeytail, I forgot to say, is probably like 75% fat.
Yeah. It's got some little slivers of muscle meat in there.
No, there is. There's a little bit of muscle meat on there, but the I guess the attraction to it when you're eating is the fat. Also, side note, if you're gonna prepare turkeytail, small ones are probably cool. You don't have to do it, but if they're big, you're gonna want to boil them first before you put them into the sauce. Boil them first, soften them up. Also, they have like these. I want to say they're like feather follicles, maybe that sometimes they're still in there, so you want to pull those out before, or just leave them in because you can always take them out while you're eating. But definitely boil turkeytail first if you're gonna barbecue them. Even if you bake them, it's so much more better eating if you boil them first. What a fat ass I am. But
it's so good. It's so
good. Yeah, imagine something on the grill and you're taking it off the grill and you just the smell alone, you can smell like that you live next to other Polynesians when it's like a weekend or a holiday and you step out of your house and you can smell
turkey.
Oh my gosh, the sound, not just the barbecue itself, the smell is so distinctive. Like I know you can smell like American barbecue, and then you do like Polynesian or Korean barbecue. Just you can which was which. But yeah, oh man, the smell alone hits you first, and then you look at the turkey tail, and it's like it's sizzling, the fat sizzling on it. Oh, oh my god! But Yeah. Oh my gosh, I am so hungry right now.
Sizzling,
I am so hungry right now just for that.
bro. No,
But and see,
let's go eat.
yeah, well, we were spoiled in American Samoa, like Lance living there, Marcus and Cefa Junior, no, all these guys that we're associated with, because you could stop on the side of the road,
Mm,
buy a plate, a
mm-hmm.
barbecue plate. And I mean, it's gone up in years, but you used to be able to get a $5 plate of barbecue that would come with a drumstick, the thigh, a hot dog, some rice, and maybe you might even get like a piece of banana in it for $5.
Yeah,
That was crazy. And you know that
clutch.
some of these guys might even throw the water bottle in there for you. Man, that's crazy. That's so crazy. One of the best things they ever had made back in Samoa. There was a spot. I know if you're familiar with American Samoa and music, uh, the Tap Band. If you guys don't know who Tap
Hey,
is,
Chow Tap.
right? Well, he used to have this spot right across the street from the entrance to the country club. And by the way, country club in American Samoa wasn't just a country club. At night, it closed and it turned into. At first, it was short name CC's, the country club. It was a club,
Yeah,
like a
CC's.
bar club. And then later on, another band bought it. Band by the name of the Nighthawks, and they
Yep.
just, you know what? They're simple as fuck, but it worked because they what did they name the bar? The Nighthawk Band, the Nighthawk Bar. But anyway, the entrance right across the street, right across the street, the entrance going into the road to the country club, which by the way was where the golf club was. Tap had set up almost like a little food truck. But what he would do would
Nice.
he'd start barbecuing like around 10 p.m. So that way,
Oh,
when everybody was getting out of the clubs at 2 a.m., barbecue would be hot and ready.
yeah.
You go, oh man, see, man.
Nice. Smart.
If you listen to this and you see me in person, explains everything. Explains a lot.
This guy knows. Damn. Shout out to Tap. Shout out to Ingenuity
Yep, man.
getting the plates ready for the drunk people. Money.
Shout out to him too, because he had like the first. I mean, probably not the first steakhouse, but he's the first person to open a restaurant, call it a steakhouse, and the steak was actually pretty decent there. You know, so he was innovative.
Yeah.
But if you live in American Samoa, also not too many people are going to pay prices of a steakhouse because
Yeah, it's pretty
the cost of living
expensive.
was different back home. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's expensive, and for people in Samoa, there were always places you could get that type of stuff anywhere. So,
Just go buy
uh,
it. Make it yourself. That's what I'm gonna do
man,
right now. I'm about to
no,
go make a
oh man, yeah, for
steak or
sure. No,
something.
that's dope.
Some freaking stirred up mashed potatoes and a steak. Ooh.
This is all right. This is what you do, man. I know you. This is if you're gonna cook your steak, you're gonna want to just fry it to where you like it. Do you like it medium rare? You like medium
Yeah,
rare steak?
medium. Yeah.
Okay, so get it to where almost where you like it, almost where you like it, and then put it in the oven for like maybe
Oh.
for like maybe 5 minutes on broil though, and take your and put it closer to the top.
Hmm.
So when you're and just
Really chars it.
maybe 3 minutes on each side. Oh,
Okay, okay, okay.
I can already see. I'm sorry, whoever listens to our podcast, but I can already smell the fat sizzling on your steak. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And you know what? Next time we're gonna talk about food again, and we're gonna talk about you people in America also eat lamb different, which is what we call mamoy
Oh,
in
yep.
American
Yeah,
Samoa.
yeah.
It's lamb. So you guys do like fancy stuff with lamb, like what is it, neck of lamb, or
Hmm.
oh sorry,
Rack of
leg of lamb.
lamb, leg of
Yeah, leg of
lamb.
lamb. And then you guys do the rosemary on it and stuff like that. I mean, there are people who cook that stuff in American Samoa, but also,
Just throw it in the curry.
I mean, you're right,
Please.
but let me tell you, there is a restaurant. It is of Chinese cuisine called Sunny's in American Samoa.
Nice.
And you're gonna look at it, and it's kind of like the size of a rack of ribs, like a half rack maybe. But what they do is they batter it, put it in a batter, like fried chicken batter, and then they deep fry it.
Deep fried lamb?
So mind you, lamb is like half of that rack is like, well, maybe more than half of that rack is all fat. Like I'm telling you,
Is it
it is.
good?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's like, I mean, the first time you eat it, you're like, man, I can never eat that again because it's like a heart attack. And then a week later, when you have nothing to eat, you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going back to Sunny's.
I want more of that deep fried lamb
Oh man,
leg.
I'm telling you, shout out to Kat Marquand, who's like a sister to me. Her family owned the restaurant. And oh my God, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have somebody back home take a picture of that, just that one thing. Deep fried,
Hey,
again,
send it up here. We'll
deep
send you
fried
some Trader
mama.
Joe's.
Ooh, man. Oh my gosh.
Or we can, hey, let's make a video of us trying to make it.
Ooh.
I'll do it. That is our food episode for this week. Thank you everyone for listening. Before we go, any shout outs?
Oh man, shout out to my brother from another mother, man. One of my guys, man. One of yours too, man. Paul McCoy and his partner Gina Hahn. They just had a baby boy while I was away in the last couple of days.
Yay.
I came home to one of the most beautiful baby boys who was sitting in the living room with his grandma in our house today. I was in Seattle for the weekend with my own parents and my sisters, but I came home with my niece Melly in the front asking me, "You want to meet our new baby?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought Gina wasn't due for another 2 weeks." And I walked into the living room, and a beautiful baby boy by the name of Malosi
What?
Mason McCoy. Malosi Mason McCoy, shout out to you, shout out to your parents, shout out to your little sister. Welcome to life, man. And with the family around you, we're gonna do our best to always make things amazing for you, especially
Man.
for you, Paul and Gina and Melly. Shout out to you guys. Anything you need, I got you guys. Let me know. Man, more life, man. So great to
Yeah.
see you. More life, man.
Melly and Malosi, let's
And
go.
and so funny that also shout out to two of our other brothers, Noah Smith, whose birthday is on the 10th, and Will McCoy, whose birthday is on the 11th, right after each other. So
More life.
more life, man. More life to those guys. Whatever we're doing, we're celebrating. That's for sure. So yeah, man. I can't. It's hard for things to bring me down right now with all the life
Are we
being
stepping out
celebrated
this
around
weekend?
me. Oh man. I
Are we
mean,
stepping out this weekend?
we're doing something this week. I'm gonna tell you that we're gonna do something. We might have to eat some fried mom way. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
let's go.
I heard it's gonna be nice weather next week before like the cold really starts to settle in. So we might have to take advantage of that.
Yes, sir. Cooking for the birthday boys.
Yes,
Love
sir.
it. Shout out to them. Shout out to the fam. Yeah, definitely more life, babies, birthdays. It's beautiful to see. Congrats, everybody. Yeah, let's also big shout out again to Libasa Island Apparel. Gonna be teaming up with CVPia for the community bash. Man, let me pull up the post here because just the amount of things that they have
Yeah,
uh
it's an abundance of things.
at
You
this,
know,
yeah, at this event. Not only they're gonna have this at the church, they're gonna have games for the kids, so definitely a family event. There's gonna be food there. Definitely come hungry, ready to eat. And then the resources that are gonna help you like really um your life, like actual stuff that can assist you. But they're talking about connecting with the community, entrepreneurs, organizations. There's going to be live entertainment. There's going to be a grocery giveaway. Who doesn't want free groceries, man? You know how much money you can save just by going in here. Free food.
you just heard us talk about food.
Yeah. There's going to be volleyball set up, yard games for the kids, and bingo. I what?
It's an island staple. It's just as South Pacific as it is palm trees or coconut trees.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Shout out to the Central Valley Pacific Islander Alliance, their second of the year community bash. This one's going to be at the church, Via Dolorosa Congregational Church, 1331 Cascade Avenue in Modesto, California, this Saturday, Veterans Day, November 11th, from 12 to 6 p.m.
Man.
Definitely look for the huge group having fun. I'm sure there's going to be music blasting, a bunch of
Yep.
kids around there playing. Don't be shy. Get up in onto the church property there and look for Eri, Lou, anybody there that can let you know exactly what's going on and how things are rolling. But
Yep. And shout out to one of our other Usos who's definitely going to be documenting everything going on over there. Who's also a friend of the show, PDP. You know what I mean?
yep. Shout
So
out P.
PD, yeah, shout out P, who's gonna be out there. I'm definitely he's gonna be out there, taking pictures, having videos. I know we're gonna see really great, like reels from it. You know, just
Hmm.
a whole bunch of great stuff we're gonna be able to see because he's gonna be out there taking pictures and filming. So yeah, man,
Love,
shout out to the boys out there, man.
love to see this. Eri's always talked about wanting to collaborate with other organizations and really push a hard line for the community. So it's really good to see it kind of actualizing and these things happening, and just so excited for him, for the community there in Modesto and the Valley. So yeah,
Big,
keep it
big
up.
things, big things.
Also, shout out to Sean Nua, defensive
Yay!
coordinator for the Southern California Trojans.
Man, he's a Marist High School alumni, Marist Brothers alumni, a graduate of Tafuna High School. He was a quarterback at first, D
Nice.
lineman, graduate of BYU, played there. Uh, Pittsburgh Steelers former player, among other teams. So that's always great to see, man. You got him out there in SC, and then Coach Joseph Lavelle all the way in Miami for the Hurricanes. So that's dope, man.
Hey,
That's so dope. There's a ton of other guys, man. Like
yeah.
so keep pushing, man. Shout out again to Sean, man. Good shout out, man. That's great.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for listening. That is our episode. Make sure to follow us Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, even YouTube at Ballinesian, or you can listen to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anything like that. Yeah. Or hit us up in the DMs if you have any topics you want us to talk about, or even send us an email, ballinesian@gmail.com. Yeah, and then also check out the Polyticket Network, Polyticket Podcast, Patreon, Way Back Wednesday,
Yes,
Pacific
sir.
Starter Kit, the halftime show with Forrest and Friends coming
Hmm.
soon. Yeah,
Coming
just a
soon, coming soon.
bunch of other shows in the works. Definitely hit us up if you have an idea or even want to make your own podcast. But yeah, we'll see you for the Sunday NFL recap, same place, Sunday night. Yeah, but until then, for Forrest, I am Lance. Thank you very much for listening. We'll catch you guys next time. Until then, stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay ballin', love and light. Peace.
Yee.
Turkey tail.
Oh my gosh.